My name is James Parks. I will be covering the fundamentals of flight instruction right off the PTS in Section I. Definitions of human behavior. The study of human behavior is an attempt to explain how and why humans function the way they do. Human behavior is a product of innate human nature and of individual experience. Personality types. Catherine and Isabel distilled human behavior into 16 distinct personality types, which is known as the Myers-Briggs personality test, that says that human nature is orderly and consistent. Instructor and student relationship. Personality type affects how one learns and how one teaches. Students who are matched up with a compatible teaching style of the instructor can retain information longer, apply information more effectively, learn more positive, and have a more positive attitude toward the course in general. Human needs and motivation. Human needs are the things all humans need for normal growth and development. Maslow studied the needs of monkeys and came up with a hierarchy of needs, which still is valid today, if you add Wi-Fi to the bottom, of course. Human needs are satisfied in order of importance, working up to the other levels of need. Human needs that must be met to encourage learning are physiological, biological needs, air, food, water, maintenance of the human body. If they are not met, a person cannot concentrate fully on learning. They are the security needs, the need to feel safe in keeping oneself from harm. Stressing flight safety mitigates insecurity. Belonging. Giving and receiving love, affection, and the sense of belonging reinforce the decision to pursue an aviation career, to make the student feel at ease. Esteem, the need for a stable, firmly based high level of self-respect and respect from others, and feeling good about oneself. Two ways to get esteem are internally and externally. High self-esteem results in self-confidence, independence, achievement, competence, and knowledge. Cognitive and aesthetic, the need to know and understand what is going on so they can control and make informed choices about what steps might be taken next. Self-actualization, the need to do the thing that the person was born to do, and be all you can be. Achieving the individual potential in aviation training offers the greatest challenge as well as the reward to the instructor. Motivation is the reason one acts or behaves in a certain way and lies at the heart of goals. A goal is the object of a person's effort. It is human nature to be motivation. Solid, healthy, productive relationships help with motivation. Defense mechanisms can be biological, psychological. The biological defense mechanism is a physical response that protects or preserves organisms. The fight or flight response. Some physical symptoms include rapid heart rate, increased blood pressure, and the defensive mechanisms. Repression, which is placing uncomfortable thoughts into inaccessible areas of the unconscious mind. Things unable to be coped with are pushed away to deal with at another time. Denial is a refusal to accept external reality because it is too threatening. The refusal to acknowledge what has happened or is happening or will happen is a form of repression, through which stressful thoughts are banned from the memory. Compensation is a process of psychologically counterbalancing perceived weaknesses by emphasizing strength in other areas. Projection, when an individual places unacceptable impulses into someone else by regulating the blame for shortcomings, mistakes, and transgressions into others. Rationalization is a subconscious technique for justifying actions that otherwise would be unacceptable. Reaction formation, when a person fakes a belief opposite to the true belief because the truth causes anxiety, like having a "who cares" attitude to cover up the loneliness and hunger feelings. Fantasy, when a person engages in daydreams about how things should be, rather than doing anything about it, it's like making a satisfying escape from problems. Displacement is when you shift emotion, desire, affect from the original object to a less threatening substitute. Student emotional reactions. The study of psychology helps a flight instructor develop appropriate techniques for instruction. Anxiety, the feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease often about something about to happen with an uncertain outcome. Responses to anxiety range from hesitancy or impulse to do something even when it's wrong. Some people react faster than they normally would, and others freeze, while few do things without reason. Normal reactions to stress. They can be rapid and exact response within the limits of experience and training. Overreacting responses. Over-cooperation, painstaking self-control, inappropriate laughter or singing, change in emotions or mood. especially anger, can be red flags to inappropriate reactions. Flight instructor actions regarding seriously abnormal students. You can have the student fly with another instructor before conversing and agreeing on the state of the student. If the instructor believes that the student has a psychological deficiency, the endorsements and recommendations must be withheld. Basic elements of communication. Communication takes place when one person transmits ideas or feelings to another person or group of people. The process of communication is composed of three elements: source, the symbols, the receiver. Barriers to effective communication. The nature of language and the way it is used can often lead to misunderstandings. The four barriers that can hinder effective communication are: lack of common experience. Communication is only effective only to the extent that the experiences are similar. Confusion between the symbol and the symbolized object. When the word is confused with what it's meant to represent. Then there is the overuse of abstractions. Overuse of general words that don't call to mind anything specific. And then there's the interference, or the prevention or process of activity from being carried out properly. There are three interference factors: psychological, environmental, and physiological. Physiological interference is any biological problem that may inhibit symbol reception, like hearing loss or injury. Physical illness. Environmental interference is caused by external physical conditions like noise level and vibration. Psychological interference is a product of how the instructor and the student feel at the time of the communication process is occurring. Fear and mistrust impair communication. Developing communication skills. Communication skills must be developed. They do not occur automatically. Effective communication stems from experience. Role-playing is a method of learning in which students perform a particular role while applying a new skill. Instructional communication. Talk about something that you have confidence in. Use examples of the past, experiences to illustrate points. Instructor must determine the receiving and retaining of knowledge by the listener. Listening. To master the art, you must have a want to learn or listen attitude. Emotions plays into how most information is retained. Being anxious or scared may overwhelm the hearing aspect. Teach a student to take notes to organize what has been taught. Questioning. There are different questions that can be asked to determine how well the student understands the material. Focus questions allow the instructor to concentrate on desired areas, such as asking for more details. Open-ended questions are designed to encourage full, meaningful answers using the student's own knowledge and perceptions, such as why and how. Closed-ended questions evaluate the understanding to a rote level that can be answered with answers such as yes or no. Instructional enhancement. The instructor never stops learning. The more you know, the better you are at conveying that information. It is important to tailor the information to the learning level of the student. Thank you for listening.